Hello YouTube. Welcome to my first Pixel Blade video. Today I'm going to be talking about the best gear, weapons, and rings for both raids and going into dungeons. If this video helps some of y'all out, feel free to like and subscribe. Before we start talking about all of the best weapons, I want to show y'all what rings I use. I mainly use a ghost ring with ability cooldown and damage for raids. And then for dungeons, I usually use a health ring with a health boost and spirit healing. Spirit healing basically just heals you over time, and it's very beneficial for dungeons, especially Tundra. Alright, so getting started, the first actual good weapon you will probably end up getting is the Ice Spear. The reason this one will most likely be first is because it's actually an epic. Many people think it's a legendary. As y'all can see, this weapon does so much damage. I would highly recommend running this weapon in dungeons. It's so good for clearing rooms and it's super good for bosses because of its ice ability. Watch and I'll show y'all how overpowered this weapon is. It absolutely destroys bosses. Honestly, this might single-handedly be the best weapon in the game for dungeons, but I would not recommend using this in raids because other weapons are better suited for raids. Alright now, next up is the Necromancer. This weapon is very good for I'd probably say levels 15 to 25 only because of its limits. Its ability is very good for early on in the game because it can summon minions that fight by your side, which can really help out, but it lacks damage in things like Nightmare Tundra. Only because there are far better weapons than this, but I would say this weapon does do pretty good in raids as well. So the third sword I want to show y'all is called Titan. I joined the game too quick, so here's the stats. This is also one of the best weapons in the game for dungeons because of its ability. The ability on this weapon, once you activate it, it makes you absorb all damage you take and throw it back at enemies in a ground slam. I personally love this ability, and it's very good for clearing rooms. I would give this weapon a 9 out of 10 for dungeons, only because it's hard to solo bosses with this weapon. Also, I don't recommend this weapon for raids either. Alright, so this next weapon, Stellar, I'm not going to show it in a dungeon only because it's not a super good weapon and I don't really use it. But it's decent for both dungeons and raids. Its ability slices through up to 4 enemies and then blows them up. It's pretty cool, to be honest. Okay, now this is the final weapon for dungeons I'm gonna show y'all, then I'll show y'all the best weapons for raids. This weapon is called Skywatcher, and I don't expect any of y'all to have this because it's the rarest legendary sword in the game right now. Its ability is pretty weird, but it's decent. Also, you can only get this weapon out of tier 3 chests and/or electric chests. It basically just summons these cards into the air, which can hit up to 8 enemies, then it circles them and blows up, doing even more damage. I feel like this weapon would be a lot better if the ability did more damage, but right now it's kind of mid. Alright, now we are moving on to the best weapons for raids. For this one, I'm going to go from worst to best. Starting off is the Ghost Katana. Also, always remember to switch your ring when you are switching from dungeons to raid, because normally in raids you want ability cooldown. Alright, so getting into the raid. The Ghost Katana is not bad at all. It does decent damage and it's quick swinging for killing a bunch of enemies. But moving on to the ability, I think this makes the weapon way better with the cool kind of dash that does a lot of damage. This weapon is really overpowered whenever you have stamina to pair with this katana's ability. Okay, next up is Stellar once again. I had to say this again because Stellar is very good for raids, because you can clear enemies out very fast with its ability paired with ability cooldown from a ring. But the last sword I want to talk about is called Solar. This is without a doubt the best weapon for raids in the game. Another thing I had to add is this sword is also very aesthetically pleasing. Anyways, getting into actual combat, this ability is why Solar is so good. It literally summons the damn sun in the sky and kills every enemy beside it. Also, the blade swings pretty quick and does a load of damage. Really, this is the only sword you should be using in raids because of how quickly you can kill enemies. But anyways, y'all, that's it for this video. Make sure to join my Discord link in the description because I will host raids and other stuff in there. Anyways, see y'all in the next video.